Right up there. Hi, boys and girls. Guess what's up today? Well, Madam's feeling all the fat. So I think it's a show called Ask Madam. So considering that I have been to personal trainers and I've been on the diet train for a long time, and it's time for me to get back on it again and to realize once again that it's not about dieting. It is about making lifestyle changes. And it's easy to slide back into old habits again, obviously. And so I'm getting hold of myself and I'm going to get myself in order. I have workouts. And so if anyone's interested in getting, some workouts, I'd be happy to share those with you. I've written them myself. And, I'm as a chiropractor, I'm pretty familiar with good health and what it takes to get there. And I've done it myself on multiple occasions. The last time was 2019, and gee whiz, I wished at the beginning of summer that I could have tank top arms, and oh boy, did I get them! I had some serious guns because I rode every day for a long time, like over 100 days. We boated in and out, so it was easy to stay, in that mode of exercising every day, and I kind of let myself get out of it over COVID, and just I mean, if you're like me, that there was no gym. I mean, it just wasn't open, but like for me, I have exercise equipment at home, so I have a home gym, for Christ's sakes. I really didn't have any excuse, and so I'm outing myself today. I screwed up. I didn't take care of my health the way I should have, and now it's going to be hard, but it's doable. And it's doable for anybody. I don't care how long you've been sitting on the couch. I don't care how long you have not, taken care of yourself. I don't know how long you have, just been a couch potato. But it's time to get up and move, because there's no time like today. You can put it off till tomorrow if you want to, but guess what? Tomorrow's going to come, and then it's still going to be the same, and you're still going to have to start somewhere. So I'm going to help you guys get started a little bit. And my shirt says squats. I thought you said shots. So we're going to start with that kind of attitude. And so I did drag out the pulse oximeter. Here, let me get it on right, so that I can measure my oxygen level and my pulse. So we'll see. Oh, kind of high. Is that, I think that's the oxygen, and then that's the 43 must be my pulse, because it's probably not 122. That'd be bad. Here, let me squeeze a little tighter on there. See what we get, if anything. The batteries are probably dead. Okay, let's just do it. I reset it. So then I'll get like a pulse oximetry reading at the beginning. So, because I really don't want to have a stroke or heart attack, or, if I'm not getting good oxygen perfusion, I probably should know that. You should, consult with your physician before you start exercising like crazy. Start off slow. If you haven't been off the couch for 100 years, don't try to run a marathon. I trained for over a year, I think it was, to do the Bix marathon. It was 7 miles through downtown in downtown Davenport. Then you go up the hill where you go to McClellan Heights, and that is a killer. But I did it. I did it for the first time ever at 50. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And you just have to have some willpower, determination. You have to be determined that this is what you want to do. And if it's just easier to have another bonbon and sit on the couch, that's okay. You're probably not going to live as long if you don't get up and move, because frankly, our bodies were meant to move. We were built for movement. And without it, our bodies don't work correctly. Our lymphatic system works on a pump. So when we move about, fluids are pumped around, and then they have these little gates that shut, behind the fluid. So it will pump in the right direction. Same with our venous supply, our veins. They work on a pump action as well. So when we walk around and move about and things like that, then we get venous flow, which, that delivers the blood back to the heart so you can get oxygenated stuff back, Tissues kind of need oxygen. Kind of one of those things. It's pretty important. So anyway, I always think of the Krebs cycle. The Krebs cycle occurs in the mitochondria, and it's what produces ATP. ATP is what's used by the cells for energy. Fun stuff, huh? Anyway, the Krebs cycle, is always like you had to draw it, in biochem class, and the IVF for the for the intervertebral foramen for the spinal nerve. Fun stuff. Anybody, any of my Palmer peeps out there, they'll be like, oh yeah. Oh Lord. Anyway, I'm gonna do some stuff for you guys. I have my little book with my notes in it. Just a second. I think I can find it. I think it's just sitting right over here. And so I'm going to grab my notebook, and I'm going to. Okay. Oh, great. Well, anyway, I guess I kind of remember some of these. Give me just a second here. Oh, shoes. 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 Yes. Okay. All right. So we have to remember too, when you're working out and stuff, you have to hydrate. So always have some water handy and hydrate. Well, I moved my bike and I'm not sure what I did with it. Anyway, perhaps we'll find it along the way. Because I have, I do like circuit training kind of deal. Where I can go up and down the stairs. No primary care or physician in the state or insurance. Well, Josh, that's an even better reason to keep yourself healthy. Because if you let yourself go and you get to a state where you're in a state of disease versus a state of health, then it's gonna be harder for you to get that back again. And it's just so much easier, really, to just try and keep yourself in a good state of health, where you're moving, you're walking, you're exercising, you're eating right, you're the way I eat, and it's super simple. People say, oh, I don't have time to make all these meals and stuff, and you really don't have to. All you have to do is cook some meat, whatever, chicken, pork, beef, whatever you want, really. And then, but you can only have about the size of a deck of cards. You have that, and then you can have whatever vegetables you want, but not carby ones. So like peas, beans, and corn, you gotta limit those, and eat more like fresh greens and carrots and things like that, and green pepper, whatever you like. I know people, say I don't like vegetables, and I kind of didn't really like a lot of them either, but I like them better now. One of my favorite things is asparagus omelets. Good stuff. And so I have my walking/workout shoes on. They're good. I had to break out the good shoes, even though I'm probably not going to super kill myself right now on the podcast. But I thought I'd demonstrate a few of these things for you guys. So I have weights. I have, what are these, two? These are 1.5, so they're not very much. But I have 5-pounders over here too. The 5-pounders, oh my goodness, they are a bit antiquated, but oh god, it's an incline bench. Okay, anyway, I declined down the incline bench. Bob's outside the window crying. What a puss. God, stop being such a puss, Bob. All right. So cut out salt, but can't seem to give up my smokes. Oh, the smokes. Dude, those things will kill you. And not even joking. Yeah, they're bad. And I quit smoking cigarettes over 20 years ago. It was 1998 since I smoked cigarettes. And I don't miss it one little bit. Not one bit. So be careful. Thank you. Yes, I'll try and be a bit more careful. So anyways, weights. And then, you just do like the little bicep curl. Let's see if I can get your further. So you do the bicep curls and you can do 10, each side, however you want to do them. Do 5 and 5, whatever. 4. And don't because then you're just, it's too heavy. So you should be able to just lift it, and you want to lift it straight on because you're working on the bicep, right? And then you can do the triceps, which is just putting it behind you, and you want to lift it straight up, kind of. And you can feel it right here, in your arm, right in there. So that's where you want to feel it. And so when you're doing these exercises, if you're thinking about working a particular muscle, then you really have to like feel that muscle working. So if you're doing triceps, you got to feel that tricep contracting. As a chiropractor, that one was really important for me because the adjustment speed comes from your triceps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's good. I'll feel uneven if I do more. So anyway, you can do that. A bicep curl, triceps. You can do like, if you want to work on your back or whatever, you can do the ones where you kind of lean over and then you kind of lift it like this and you contract your back when you're doing it. Of course, then you can do the out, the I don't know what you call it, deltoid. There you go. Deltoid lift. There you go. Got it. So then you can do those. Whoa. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun show because I'm still not done. Oh Lord, my house is a mess anyways because of construction, like perpetual construction. Still working on it. So anyways, then I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I'm not going to get real hinky about that because it's probably not going to be pretty anyway. But I am going to try to do a couple of incline sit-ups on here because these are good and good for you. And you can do them where you touch the other side too, like if you wanted to do them like that. Like that. Okay, I'll do some more of those after a while, but you get the idea. And so if you don't have an incline bench, just do regular sit-ups, do anything to get yourself moving. I mean, just even if it's a walk around the block, if it's a walk out to the sidewalk, and out to the street and back, then that's what you should do, honestly, because you got to start somewhere. And I always used to laugh about, well, if you're out there at all, you've lapped everyone on the couch. Because that's true, but it's really not. It's not a competition, between me and anyone else. it's really all about, me doing what is necessary to maintain my health. You just have to. And I can't even stress enough to you guys, how important it is to maintain good health. Once you get sick, it's so hard to recover. And then you get older and you get sick and you don't recover. I mean, I still got a few things that I would like to do. And so I try to keep that in mind and stay a bit fit, just a bit. So anyway, and when you feel like you're just hitting that wall, like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, go a little farther, because you can. You really can. That is just, that is actually your mind. You have to overcome it, It's not, I hate to say it's not real, but it's really not. Your mind is trying to tell you, oh God, conserve your energy. You might need it later. Well, guess what? In today's society, we're probably not gonna. And if we did need more energy, we'd probably go get a snack and we'd be all good to go again. So we're gonna go outside now because I got a couple more things for you guys out here. Exciting, eh? We're on a little field trip. So I don't know how well you guys can see out here, but we're going to take a shot at it. So there we go. All right. And I'm going to show you guys some lunges and some squats and stuff like that. Since my shirt says something about it, That's funny. Okay. So, okay. So I wanted to put this light maybe behind the camera so it's not like shining right into the camera. There, better, I think. Anyway, we're going to go for it. Ordinarily I'd have music, but because of Facebook and their endless copyright bullshit, I really I can't do it anymore. So anyway, to do squats properly, it's like sitting down in a chair. So here, maybe I can get a little bit closer for you guys. It's like sitting down in a chair. So you're gonna do, legs this far apart, and then you're gonna like sit as far as you can without like getting out over your knees, and then come up, and then because you don't want to be like forward over your knees a lot. It puts more stress on your knees. And you want really to work that bottom, that gluteus and your hamstrings and stuff, And so you want to be right over your ankles, more or less. So your center of gravity will be. But anyway, yeah. So it's like sitting in a chair, but you don't sit down. And then you could do these and lean up against a wall or something like that. And when you're squatting against the wall, it's not easy, and you want to do it as long as you possibly can. So you're on the wall just like crazy, and you might, but that's okay. It's your body working. It's your body working, and it's okay. It's all good in the hood. So, yeah, we got to work it. We got to work our bodies. We got to challenge ourselves in not just mental, but physical ways as well, Because, like, let's face it, folks. You're going to run from a ghost. You're going to, stand your ground. You're going to stand your ground. You better have a little something, couple guns, to stand your ground with. I'm kidding. Anyway, oh, I'm on banners. Let's see comments. Probably got. Oh, there's Josh. Okay. Oh, hey, Charles Rudd from Texas. How you doing? Hello, all. He says. There we go. So, where at in Texas are you, Charles? I have family in Corpus. So, shout out to Corpus Christi, Texas, and Galveston and Huntsville, and Hondo as well. So got Texas covered. Um, it's one of my favorite places. Aside from Louisiana and Iowa. Yeah. In summertime, it's nice. So, but it's yeah. And cutting out salt is good, Josh, because I have high blood pressure and I am on like a low sodium diet, and I have stopped salting my food at all. Like as I like make it, I don't use salt anymore. It's eh, it's not as great. I try and use more other stuff, pepper, garlic, onion, whatever, and I try and add my veggies to get more flavor. So, but yeah, it's tough sometimes to find things that are nutritious and delicious. But I think you just have to sometimes change your taste buds. Um, tell yourself it tastes good until it does. Or, eating is really, when you break it down, you're fueling your body, you're refueling, So honestly, it's just a refueling stop. You don't get this excited about picking what kind of gas you put in your car. You just put some gas in it, and there's a lot of bugs out here. You just put some gas in it and you go. You know what I mean? And so honestly, we shouldn't be, overthinking all this food stuff. And food as entertainment is bad. I'm just going to say it. It's bad. I've done it. You know, you go on a date with someone or something, and it's like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, well, let's go eat. Yeah. And that's probably not always the best choice, because you probably don't always make the best food choices in that moment. So, I try and avoid, I eat and then I get it out of the way, and then I avoid, more food after that because I don't need it. Um, and you just really have to think like that, think like I'm fueling myself. I'm not just eating because it tastes good, because it does. And I do that. I resemble that remark. So, and I used to eat for comfort. It was like an addiction. I'll just say it. Food was like an addiction for me, and I've tried to overcome that and not be a foodie anymore. I always did have a fun time though, like enjoying a nice meal somewhere, or a fine bottle of wine, that sort of thing, and making food entertainment. But it's just there's other things to do in life, and I'm out doing them. Well, I'm gonna be anyway. I had kind of got out of the habit during COVID. COVID screwed a lot of stuff up, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, it was a game changer for sure. You know, now it's time to change the game back to my way of playing, and yeah, I'm gonna get everything back that well, I'm gonna lose everything that I gained, and gain some things that I have lost. So it's good, and it's always kind of a cathartic time, summer, because you're out and uh, just out in the world doing stuff. I like to ride my motorcycle. Did that yesterday. That was another thing. I should have stuck with the bicycle. Oh, San Angelo. Okay, yeah, that's nice. So you're not too far from like the hill country and stuff in Texas, because that's a nice area. Was it Bandera County? Bandera County in Texas is just superb, really nice. I could go stay there. We had such a great time when we were kids there, and my uncle was great. He had a Volkswagen camper, and we took my cousin to the Boy Scout camp up there in Bandera County, and he he would stop with us at all these little quarries and places, where you could swim. We went to the dinosaur tracks. I don't know if you've ever been there, Charles. Those are fun. And there's like a hot spring that runs there too. So it's like cold in the middle, but then there's these little pockets of warm water. It's pretty cool, really. And or warm. Oh gosh, okay. Okay. Josh had an important call and had to leave, so hopefully he'll get to rejoin us. And otherwise, I will fill him in on fitness at another time. So, real quick, like the bunny, I just want to look and see if I left my book out here. I don't think I did. Oh, great. Okay, well, I got my phone, and so then, I'll do lunges on the way back here. So then with lunges, you want to get out as far as you can, and then go. You know, my balance is not the greatest. So, but then if you can touch your knee, that was the big thing. So, like, touch your knee. Not quite that much, but then yeah, and there you go. Ooh, and you can feel those on your butt. And then I have loads and loads of mosquitoes and stairs. Stairs are the greatest workout ever. If you have stairs in your house, go for it, because stairs are awesome, and you can get a lot of mileage on them, really. Here, this will be fun. I'll point you guys down the staircase here. Fun. And then I'll run up and down a couple times here. That might work. How are we doing? Can you see the bottom of the stairs? Oh, yeah. Okay. Here I go. I'm going to do the stairs. Hit it and then go again. You can tell I have not done this for a while. I'm very, very slow. But there I go doing it. And you can do toe lifts. So you stand on you want to hold the rail, and then put your toe on the stair, and then you're going to lift with your calves and just do this like a bazillion times. And you can go up to the next stair and do the same thing if you'd like, if this stair is boring. And that's the thing too. Workouts don't have to be boring. They can be fun. They can be entertaining. They can be really just a part of your day. And it's all good. Oh, this is nice. It's almost a full moon. Let's see if I can get you guys. There it is. There's my view. How nice. Moon over the moonlit water. Very nice. Enjoy the view for just a moment. I'm going to look for that book. This is, there's the bug spray. Yeah, there's a lot of bugs out here. A lot. I don't know if you guys can see them on the screen, but I'm just gonna spray and the lights are attracting them a bit, I think. So, but, oh, come on. All right, well, we'll have to get the sprayer going here. So I'm going to set this back on the table. And ordinarily I don't like, go too far with the podcasting because like it's kind of disorienting when you move around a whole lot. So it's but I got this too. See, this is another thing that you can do if you like balls or if you like anything like that. You can just it's eye-hand coordination. It's this is kind of heavy, so it's like a weight, at least for like a hand weight, and it's fun. It's mesmerizing. See, that's what I'm saying. Being fit and active does not have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I have to go work out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some days it still is, but it's more or less like, oh boy, let's go for a bike ride, or let's go for that walk that we were going to take. Let's go around the block a few times and say hi to the neighbors, or thumb our nose at the neighbors. whatever you really want to do. But yeah, if you live in the country, even better. You can take a walk along the country roads, or drive to the city and take a walk. Walking costs nothing, really. It's great because it gets you moving, and it, like I talked about with the getting your venous system moving and your lymphatics, and just everything in your body is meant for motion. We are not meant to be static individuals. We're dynamic. And I like that. I like being a dynamic individual. You should too. And so that's what I have today. So any questions from anybody? The lake is going dry. Oh, that stinks, man. Cause like in Arizona too, and Nevada, yeah. Oh, run down from the Smokies. Oh, well, and we have plenty of water here too, because it's been raining a lot, and it comes down from Minnesota. So, up there in Minnesota, they're not Canadians. They're American. And hydrate, because you have to, yes, vitamins too. Vitamin D you can get from going out in the sun. And so spend a little time outside, doing some gardening, because then that gives you some grounding as well. Grounding is awesome because then, you feel at one with the world, and it's good. And you should feel at one with the world. We are one world. We're one people, We are not as different as we are the same, And I think we just have to all keep that in mind when we, move into the future, that, we have more similarities than differences. And, we pretty much all want the same thing out of life, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, yeah, I don't know if I want to start and talk about government because, yeah. if Terry's on here, I don't know which way that could go. But yeah, I'm we're pretty much of the same opinion about world affairs at this time. Texas desert. It is. Ooh, okay, getting in here. I'm just gonna have a little seat because I've stopped moving. I'm still dynamic though, because even after you exercise, things are occurring, in your body. Your metabolism was raised, and you, are burning calories more efficiently, and You are exchanging oxygen better, in your cells, each one. And think of this right at this very moment, your heart is beating at roughly, you know, 70 beats a minute. And it's going to do that for the whole of your life. So from the time you're born, well, even kind of before, till you, die, your heart's going to beat. That could be 80 years, 90, 100 years. That's incredible to me. Incredible. All my exes live in Texas. Haha, that's funny. Yeah, I have family in Texas too. Texas is so huge that you could drive all day and still be in Texas. It's incredible. Texas is a huge place, and that's why I like it. It's very diverse. When you're in like San Antonio, it's very different from when you're in Huntsville. And Mr. Willie thought I was talking about Huntsville, Texas, but Mr. Willie thought I was talking about Huntsville, Alabama, I think. But we were talking about putting plants outside. This was in I want to say April maybe. And of course, in Alabama, it was quite balmy. Here, not so much. It was still like it. I think we were getting times in the 30s, you know, and so I said, well, I can't put it out yet. He said, well, you're in Huntsville, aren't you? I'm like, no, I'm in Iowa. So it is like a country. Texas is like a country unto itself. And so, honestly, if Texas were to really make their voice heard as far as like political views and the things that they want to see happen in this country, they could pull a lot of weight. They could have a lot of clout. And 200 counties in the whole state. Oh wow. Oh, when your grandmother was born. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Texas is it's different, and it's sort of still like the old west in some ways, like you're out on the you're out on the plains, the prairie, it's prairie justice out there. Well, maybe not quite that bad, but Texas can be a little rough and tumble. Everybody carries a gun in their truck. No lie, it's just right in the rack in the back there, and I would follow suit on that totally. I would totally carry my shotgun on a rack in the back of my pickup truck. And let's see. Um, yeah, let's see. Here we go. Josh says my dentist, who was 39, saw him a few weeks ago in the market. Tall in shape, good-looking guy, and funny. Well, he dropped dead. Oh, they buried him 2 days ago. Sometimes it's just your time, and you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Sometimes it's just your time, and when it's your time to go, there's no getting out of it. It's your time to go. And it always amazed me, though, how someone who was in relatively, great shape, exercise, took care of themselves, ate right, and the guy's running in a marathon or something, and he croaks, It's like, what the heck? And the thing I did like about, yeah, Charles carry, yeah, I was a carry state too. You can carry a weapon here in Iowa if you'd like. Sometimes I do, you know, depends on where I'm going. And if I'm going to Illinois, I leave it home. Illinois is no good. um, oh, Josh dropped dead. Oh, Josh. Well, I hope not. He's a great guy, and I hope he has a very long and healthy life. And that's kind of why I'm here, talking about this tonight, because, I kind of struggled about, well, what am I going to talk about? I was going to do tarot readings, which I still could do a couple of readings if anybody's interested. Just let me know. Cards are just right there. And I just, it's important to me that you guys know how, you have the tools available to you to use to be Okay. Uh oh. Okay. No, it's fine. Do readings. Okay. Let's do that. Let's go in the house. Alive and kicking. Good. I'm glad. So I was just out on the porch here. Whoop. Okay. I ran into something. Um, the perils of taking the podcast on the road. I got my ball too, my crystal ball. um, I'm going to use it to divine. I really would like a crystal ball, and it might be a handy meditation device or tool, that might be good. And let's see. The cards are right over here. And so you guys are getting a look at my messy house. God, I just need somebody to come here and help me out for like a couple months. Get me straightened out. Oh, okay. So there's the phone, and the box is over here. Let me grab the box, and oh yeah. Ooh. Okay, got the box, and I think I was going to show you these. They're kind of fun and cool. And right here, I found these just on my road, but I'm pretty sure. I'm stuck. I had to have my whistle because when you're the coach, you got to have your whistle. That'll get your attention. Anyway, meteorites. Talking about meteorites. There's a magnet will stick. I don't have one handy right at the moment, but a magnet will stick. So that was one of the criteria that they used to decide if it's an actual meteorite. So I thought that was kind of cool. And although it's not necessarily paranormal, it's sort of alien. It was out in space, so it's kind of cool. Whistle while you work. Yeah, I used to blow that for the pledges at my fraternity house at Palmer, and they would, have to come find the origin of that noise. So anyway, okay, so who would like for me to do a tarot reading for them? And don't all stand up at once. Let's see here. No glasses. This could be sketchy, but there they are. I do have some. Yes. Cheaters. Honest question. Do you believe in magic wands? Magic wands. Yes and no. I mean, I think yes. Anything that you want to, give magical powers to can hold that magic. Yes. Okay. So I'll take one. Is that you, Sam, at Skeleton Key Network? Just so I know who I'm reading for. And then I'll do you, Josh, after that, okay? Let me grab my glasses over here. Oh, that was funny. I thought it was going to get me. Yes, okay, so Sam. All righty, good. That's good. So I got my fancy glasses on. And I'm going to shuffle for, a moment. I have not paid a lot of attention to my cards. Yeah, I can do a spread. I'll just move my box and do it over here. So, but yes, I'm going to do, is there a particular question that you have? Anything like that you would like to know? TKS. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Okay. Yes, I can do a spread. I'll do, is there a particular question that you had that you would like to know the answer for? Because that might tell me what spread I want to do for you. Did you need advice about something, or Is there a particular yes/no question that you're looking to have answered, or just general stuff? Not really, just general. Okay, alrighty. So we'll do the 6 card 222. It's past, present, future. So 2 for each, and we'll do that one. That's the one I originally learned from my neighbor, who is really, really good at tarot readings. She's just dead on 90% of the time. I mean, like probably 98% of the time. She's just like right on. And so I felt really good when she told me that my readings were really hitting home for her. So I was like, yes, I'm getting this stuff. So, but it's taken me a long time to get it. And I'm still learning. It's so complex, and I'm still learning. King of Cups. We'll see if that's significant. I think I'm going to leave that out, because sometimes when cards jump out at me, I listen to them, because they're trying to tell me something, or they wouldn't just jump out of the deck at you. Because that, doesn't happen like regularly. So, well, you can see I shuffled a bunch of times and I dropped 1 card. So I think it's significant. And then we'll go Queen of Wands, King of Cups, and Queen of Wands reversed. And then this is your present, and then this is the future. So, alrighty. So let's see what we got here. Gonna have to put the cheaters back on. Ooh, they got a little bit foggy. They were on my head, and I was a bit sweaty. Just a bit sweaty. I need to paint in here real bad. That's why the mirror back there is just sitting, because I need to paint, and then I'll hang everything up and make it look pretty. All right, so King of Cups and Queen of Wands reversed. So wands. Okay, here's the King of Cups is stability, authority, and a healthy masculine energy. Elements of fire and water which exist in harmony without overpowering one another. And then, so the King of Cups represents a person who embodies the qualities of empathy, compassion, and emotional intelligence, and takes action to uphold their boundaries while being mindful of those around them. It may be you, or it could be someone like near you. So energy of a situation. Oh, okay. It can also represent the energy of a situation that requires the setting of boundaries and expression of compassion. And then let's see. If you have a partner, it says they are a blessing to you, but you have to get your walls to come down, And then let's see, bring the energy of compassion, empathy, and support into your relationship in order to deepen your connections. So, like, if you are not having a relationship, I would bring those things into your next relationship. And then let's see. Oh, you're moving into a leadership role at work. And that's probably fairly accurate, isn't it? And then let's see. You may be organizing people around a cause or an event. And let's see, financial, let's see. Oh, you can capitalize on financial investment opportunities right now. And listen to your gut rather than overanalyzing. Always good advice. Listen to your gut. Whatever it tells you, that should be like the go-to thing. So, no relationship. Okay. So, just if you start another relationship at some point, these are the things that you want to bring in with you. You'll want to have compassion, empathy, and be supportive. So, and then let's see, you're working on creating or maintaining strong boundaries in your relationships. Allow yourself to rely on the presence of support and emotional stability through these tough times. Also means that you're in a position to support others and provide guidance. Others may look to you for leadership in a creative project. So overanalyzing everything. Yeah, I'm an overthinker. You really can't do that, because other people involved in the same situation are probably not, you know, going over it with a fine tooth comb like the overthinker does. And they're not reading into every single nuance like the overthinker does. Um, yeah, and it's tough to put those things out of your head and just live in the moment, I think, is the key here. If you let go of all of that stuff and just stop thinking about it because you're now in another moment, where you're not hung up in that moment. I think that's probably the way to go. So then let's see. Queen of Wands, King of Cups. Did we say Queen of Wands? Let's see. She is reversed too. So let's see what we got. Says, indicates doubting your value or worthiness, or feeling as though others do not recognize these qualities within you. Once you begin to cultivate belief in yourself, you'll start to see a shift in your confidence that empowers you to take action on your own behalf. Others will recognize this transformation and approach you with more respect and adoration. And I think that's probably fairly true for you, because I think you are a giver, and but you don't feel worthy of receiving sometimes, I think. And I think you should. You are totally worth all the good stuff that life has out there for you. So go out and get it, damn it. Stupid mosquitoes. Okay, so then let's see. The Fool, which is like, I always think of someone who's just lighthearted and not really, he's following his passion, basically. So the Fool is following his passion, which I don't think is foolish necessarily. I think they call him the Fool because he's sort of naive. So let's see. The Fool is adventure begins here. He's on the right path, even if he doesn't know where it'll lead. He's willing to take a risk and leap forward. And your intuition's always by your side, much like the little dog who walks along with the Fool. Turn into its guidance and heed its messages. So there's the little dog. It's cute. I have a little white dog. So, and then let's see. Drawing the Fool in a reading about romance indicates the querent, which is you, should take a chance on love or be open to new beginnings within an existing relationship. Trust intuition and leave the past behind. It's never too late to begin again. And I think that's overall the message I want you guys to take away from today. It's never too late to start again. It's never too late to go back and do something again. If you need to, it's never too late to give things another try, or to, express yourself more fully. Take that chance that you didn't take before because you were too scared, or you just didn't feel like it was the right time. Don't leave those opportunities. Don't let them get by you. I have to leave town to meet someone. That's funny. Well, come stay here for a couple weeks, and yeah, there's guys here, but the dating pool is a bit shallow here in the Quad Cities as well. Not gonna lie. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Let's see. The Fool. He was not reversed, so take a leap of faith and trust that you have the support of the universe. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Instead, acknowledge that the lessons you encounter will lead to expanded consciousness and unforeseen opportunities. I try and think of each day as like an adventure. What am I going to do on my adventure today? And I look for new experiences, things that I haven't done before that I'd like to try. If I get a chance, I always am going to go for it. So road trip, yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Well, come out and hang out on the river with me. I'll take you kayaking, and we'll chill and see if I can scare you up a couple dates, maybe. Excitement, yeah. Oh, there's always all kinds of stuff. There's always all kinds of stuff to do out here. There's music festivals, and there's just a ton of stuff. Just got in from kayaking. Awesome. It is a fun sport and it's good for your arms. It's good for your whole upper body, your abs and everything. Get a good workout with that. And so, what is this? This is the four it's upside down. So it was the Four of Pentacles. And you've been focusing too much on the material side of life. Emotional and mental stability are just as important as material stability. Though you won't see the tangible results in your bank account. Though you won't see the tangible results in your bank account. Insecurity cannot be cured by amassing wealth and possessions. Time to focus inward rather than outward. This card also indicates that you are being too controlling across the board and need to just relax. Listen to your intuition. What does your gut tell you to do to guide yourself back into balance? And balance is it is very important in your life, because when you get out of balance, that's when you feel like your life's out of control. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? Where am I going? I have no idea what's going on, because it's not balanced. You need balance, yeah. So then that was now. So you can work on those things now, and not focus too much on material stuff. Focus more inwardly and work on your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health. Dang stupid gnats. Anyway, so then let's see. We have the it's Seven of Pentacles and the it's Roman numerals. Sorry, guys. Four of Swords. So Four of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. Let's see. We're here. 6, 7. So, and it is reversed. So, suggests you haven't been working towards your goals with enough conviction and you're getting frustrated and impatient. This reversal can also reveal that procrastination is the main reason why you haven't seen the results you've been hoping for. Overcome any internal resistance by reviewing and revising your action plan. Perhaps your goal just needs a little adjustment to get you back on track. And you really do have to write these things down. Write the things that you want in life. If you want to go back to school, you want to get a different job, you want to travel, write all this stuff down, and then, think, okay, well, what do I have to do? What could I do today to get me closer to that? Because every day, if you can take a baby step towards it, eventually you'll get there, But you have to just kind of stay focused, and that is that is hard to do. It's hard to stay focused, and so that's why you write things down, and you have to give yourself a time frame too. Goals have to have a time frame, or you will procrastinate a long time on getting those things done. So if you really want to be serious about making things happen, you kind of have to stay focused, write them down, give yourself a time frame, and take baby steps. And then let's see, we got the Four of Swords. I think that is this way. Oh, here it is. And that is also reversed. And it suggests feelings of restlessness, avoidance of self-reflection and quiet time. You may be opposed to stopping once you've got momentum going, but you must trust that finding inner peace will help you sustain productivity in the long run. This is a warning that you may be teetering on the edge of burnout and need to balance your physical, mental output with restorative rest. And you know what, Sam, I can see that. I can see you being that person, just running for everyone else all the time, trying to like do 50,000 things all at once, and getting burned out and feeling unappreciated, and not taking care of your own mental health and physical health, and letting some of that slide, for other people. But I'm here to tell you, you have to take care of yourself first. If you don't take care of yourself first, you'll have nothing to offer anyone else. It's that simple. We always said, as chiropractors, ours was the most important spine in the office, because if ours didn't work, we couldn't take care of anyone else's. So you really do have to take care of yourself first. And don't be afraid to say, I'm sorry, but I can't do that today, or I have a boundary and it's right over here. Oh, master of procrastination. Yeah, Charles says he's a master of procrastination, but he hasn't exactly met me yet. Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, you know what? Stand or lay in bed for too long. I laid in bed for like a day and a half just because I could, And so I did. Oh, you're welcome, Sam. And I'm going to shuffle and we'll get on to Josh here. But yeah, I hurt so damn bad. My hips were hurt and my knees were hurting and everything was hurting. And I knew I needed to get up and move, and that's kind of what I've been talking about, is the body's meant to move. We were made for motion, and you have to just get out there and do it. And it's totally worth it. I like that feeling of being capable, like I like, well, see, we're the Northern Tarot. So, I don't know where the Southern, I guess, the Southwest is Southern. Anyway, because I know Illinois is not. But anyway, yes, this is actual Northern Tarot. And I am so down with it. So anyway, well, and I think that, there's a message. They're sending you a message. You can receive the message. You can do whatever you want with it. You can ignore it. You can walk away from it. You can do whatever you want. And I tell people this is for entertainment. Don't go selling the farm, for over anything that I tell you on a tarot reading, please. But if it hits home with you and you can find a takeaway to help you improve your life and feel better about yourself and your the things going on around you, and how you take in the things going on around you is important. But yeah, it's all about in how you receive these things that happen. You can receive it in a frantic, oh my God way. You can be all, you can get all full of drama and you can freak the hell out. Or you can calmly think about it, assess it, maybe even meditate on it, and then decide a plan of action for it, when people say, oh, they made me do this. No, nobody made you do anything. You got all riled up because you were reacting to the situation. So I don't know if anybody's on after me, but I'm going to take a shot. All right, here we go, Josh. For you, I got a feeling I should cut. I don't know why, but I'm gonna, and I'm cutting it in threes, and I'm doing this and that. All right. I don't know. Sometimes I get a feeling, like the Beatles, I got a feeling. Yeah. Oh, the star. Nice. And the 6 of cups. No, wait. 7 of cups. Sorry. And then there's the 5s, 8. The Knight of Wands reversed. Then cups. Let's see. 6 of cups. And the, Ace of Swords. That's a good card. Real good card. All right. So then the star card basically is like, dreams can come true. It's appears to lift your spirits after a time of painful or violent transformation, and she helps you renew your faith and hope in the future. Allow this card to inspire you to get back into a state of creative flow by using all the gifts you have within you. Healing energies present both in body and spirit. Healing from a prior relationship or within a current one is in process now. So have faith in your romantic life. Trust that your path to love is guided and protected, and that the difficulties of the past are behind you. Not so bad. And then you're being guided toward opportunities to advance in your career. Creative, let's see. Creative ideas for financial improvements are flowing towards you, so be open to flashes of inspiration. May also indicate you are healing from a monetary or job loss. So you're healing basically. The star card is a healing card. You're healing from the past, feeling hopeful for the future, having divine inspiration flowing towards you. So allow yourself to act on those creative impulses when they come upon you. Try to, actually give it a voice. So, and then let's see, we've got, seven of cups, which is back here. That and that and that. And this thing is getting so dog-eared. It's terrible. But I just keep using it. It's a good book. I like it. Let's see. And it is this one. And it's the right side up. So, represents dreams that have not yet materialized. But this is in your recent past. The star card was like in your recent past too. So you were healing and stuff. And then if you meditate and look within, your intuition will lead you towards what is most resonant as you consider all possibilities. So that was, have you recently made like a big decision on something like your love life or your work or something like that? Josh says, take some time to sit with your dreams, practice stepping into them through visualization or guided meditation. Use elements of your spiritual practice to guide you into your decision making, helping you choose with your heart. So there you go. Yes. Okay, good. So, and then now we're on the present is the 8 of Cups and the Knight of Wands reversed. So 8 of Cups, 7, 8. All right. And it is right side up. So reminder that you don't have to settle if you sense there's something missing in your life. You don't need to know exactly what you're missing, though you must be willing to follow your heart and instincts toward a more meaningful existence. In order to make that journey, you'll need to release things that once brought you happiness, including people, behaviors, objects, and places. It may be distressing in the moment, but don't let that flash of sadness trap you in a situation longer than you need to be. The inner call to action awaits you. So that's kind of, that's your right now. So if you see that something needs to be done, don't wait to do it, just, go for it and get her done to have a more meaningful existence. And then you're walking away from a relationship that no longer serves you. Is that going on now? So true. Okay. So then it may mean leaving behind a pattern of behavior that doesn't serve you or your current relationship, or cultivating detachment from unhealthy relationships in the future. When you have these unhealthy relationships, you have to look at it and recognize it for what it is. And then you have to, next time you see that coming, avoid it, just say, nope. And so then you're ready to abandon your job or career path that's no longer fulfilling. You've been feeling mentally checked out, and now you need to take action by leaving the job or project that isn't in line with your goals or ambitions. Walking away from friendships and associations that are not aligned with your personal belief or spiritual path can be hard but necessary. You're setting out in search of deeper meaning in your life, either through travel, spiritual practice, or by looking inward. And looking inward is great. I mean, you don't have to go anywhere, because you just have to. And honestly, it all has to begin with this. If you don't love yourself, no one else can love you. They can't. They don't see why they should. If you don't love you, why should I love you? So you have to start with that. I think you have to start with not beating yourself up over things that have happened in the past. Can't change it. Might as well let it go. Let it go and move on, because, you know, the future is still a figment of your imagination. You can make it whatever you want. And the present is all we have right now, just this moment, you know. So we have to just live in the moment. And then the Knight of Wands reversed. Like it's dun, 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 it's reversed. Oh my gosh. But I don't think that's a big deal. So Knight of Wands reversed. Oh, let's see. 8, 10. There we go. And he is. It can indicate self-doubt in a general sense, but most likely related to a specific goal or situation that hasn't progressed the way you'd hoped. Delays and misunderstandings are part of life, not a sign to give up. There may be a different and better course of action to take, so have patience and make use of this time by tuning into your intuition for guidance. So, you know, I think the big takeaway is listen to yourself, you know, that intuition, that gut instinct. It really doesn't lead you wrong. It may take you in a place where you don't really want to go, but you know, if you go there, it'll end up being okay. Because sometimes change is hard, and it's not always pleasant. You know, it doesn't always make you super happy at the time. You know, when I'm like starving and running up and down stairs, it's not, you know, super happy time, but being able to go up and down those stairs and being able to fit into my clothes again would be a really stellar moment. So I'm just living for that. And so 6 of Cups, isn't that what it is? 5, yeah, 6. Reversed is an unhealthy attachment to nostalgia, or a belief that the past was somehow better than the present. And if you're wishing that things were the way they used to be instead of embracing the possibilities that lie before you, that could be a problem. You know, it could be an issue for you. We really have to embrace the future, you know, whatever it brings. And we have to manifest the future that we want. You know, if you want something in your life, make it happen, folks. You can do it. And then Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, which I love this card. I'll show it to you. This is a great card. Here we go. It is, and it was right side up, and it says that it points to bright ideas, mental clarity. It's just such a cool looking card, you know, where he's got the crown on the sword, and yeah, it's neat. Right hand coming out of the clouds. It says mental clarity and the insight needed for swift action. It may suggest that a new or emerging idea requires immediate action to come to fruition. Diving into an important conversation or a confrontation with someone will lead to a much better outcome. This ace represents the first exciting step in a process. Trust your intuition to guide you towards the next action step. This is an encouraging sign, and this is your future, so this is good. And then don't hesitate to invest in a new relationship or opportunity. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It may also signify improved communication in your current relationship or next relationship. Because it's sort of, you know, vague to try and, you know, fit the situation. You are uncovering new ideas for increasing or expanding your business. Clarity and insight on how to improve your money situation are finally emerging. This is a time of new beginnings in your career that may include starting a business or earning a promotion within an existing company. Not bad. Heed the call to deepen your spiritual practice or develop your psychic and intuitive gifts. If you feel struck by inspiration in your personal or spiritual life, take action and don't worry about the details. You'll be guided towards the next steps. But to open the portal to the guidance, you must be bold and initiate action. You may notice improved communication and clarity with friends and people you spend the most time with. So just, you know, look inside, get square with yourself inside. and then listen to your intuition, live in the moment, and look for opportunities, even in places where you hadn't previously. So there you go. um, that's good. I'm glad it was spot on for you, Josh. And I definitely hope that everything that you would like comes true for you. And just keep manifesting, people. Keep making those goals, keep writing those things down, and keep working towards things that you want in your life, because that's how they happen. They don't happen while we sit on the couch and don't move, or don't make a move towards the goals that we want, the things that we want in our life. So you're welcome, Josh. And so now that it's I'm over 15 minutes, I better get out of here. And so it's been great seeing you guys again. Blessed be, and be kind to one another. And I will see you guys Wednesday night at 10 p.m. for Madam After Dark.